Since I haven't been posting in a while, and in a while I mean like 3 months or so, I thought I'd make another video on Project Remix covering on everything that has been added in the 3 months that I was gone. So first we got Azura. It's a fan weapon that uses mana or, well, just mana I guess, to go deal damage. Next up we got a remix ability called Eternal Flame. It allows you to revive for whatever reason and deal damage in a huge AoE after you die, but you can only use it after you die and you can't use it mid-battle. And the last one we got is Gravity Gun, which allows you to go suck people closer to you, dealing 30 damage and dazing them for a while. This can also go through barriers, so for example we got the barrier bubble remix and you can pull people out of it. So for Win Azura, how it works is that every time when you hit someone with your M1, it will land a stacking debuff that only stacks up to 3, but increases the damage you do overall with your next few attacks. And with the first version of Azura, you can spend 1/4 of your mana bar to go use a attack that summons a bouncy hurricane that bounces twice before disappearing or up to a certain distance with studs. I'm not exactly which one. Now with this build I'm currently using, you tend to be very slow. So what I recommend is that you should probably just stay far back and snipe from a distance, because the projectiles from the M1s actually go a far while, and besides, if you hit anyone randomly, it stacks the debuff no matter what, which can probably help your teammates hit the enemies as well. Now this version of Azura actually does best in close quarters, in a small room that is. Since the hurricane ability bounces through walls, you can use it as like a DVD logo and hit everyone in the room at once, since it does have piercing and it doesn't disappear on hit. It actually has pretty good damage as well, which is pretty surprising. Now as for Eternal Flame, what makes it good is that you can use it as a revive instantly and as a damage tool. This goes extremely well in Capture the Point, because everyone's trying to guard the point and no one's gonna care if a phoenix appears out of nowhere, because everybody thinks it's Codex summon or whatever. Anyways, because of this, you could deal 50 damage to everyone, inflict 6 seconds of burn damage, and revive instantly, skipping the 5-second cooldown of reviving normally. This will also cure you of all your debuffs, heal you, return you all your mana or action points as well, which is extremely helpful in dire situations in most cases. Alright, now let's talk about Gravity Gun. Gravity Gun is actually pretty good. It can be used to drag people in, which is amazing for melee users or hostile users. But the main thing about this that I'm more interested in is the daze effect for 0.5 seconds and the damage, which is 30. And this can be used as a finisher, which is pretty good considering that enemies tend to run away when they're low and all. So if you just bring them close to you, it gets rid of their action points a little, since of the daze for 0.5, preventing them from running that hard. And you can just kill them during that. So it's a really good chaser tool, in my opinion. So this is why I usually use it on hostile builds or melee builds. I sometimes use it on range builds just because I suck at aiming. Oh, and by the way, the only reason why I'm using Assassin Gambit on this build is because I hate being slow, and every time when I get a kill, I just pick on passive for like a few seconds. That is literally the only reason. Alright, next up we got 80 Tempest, and I'll be honest, I don't really know how to use a second version of this weapon. What I do here is just charge up a Judgment Blade, use its ability to go trap the person in because they're on half HP now since I hit them with a max charge Judgment Blade with Assassin's Gambit, and I just try and finish them off. That's literally all I do. It's not that effective, it's not that good. Now, of course, there is some ways to go make this better. If you have like a teammate following you, you just trap everyone in and make them all fight each other, but like, in general, all I do is just use Judgment Blade to go one-shot someone, well, attempt to one-shot someone and just run away. And then occasionally the Phoenix appears to just kill everyone inside, because usually you die when you're 1v1ing someone with 80 Tempest because he has so little HP and survivability. Of course, you could equip Flight or Back Flight to go get out of the Tempest area since you can fly over the wall for whatever reason, so you can also do that. And yes, that was the biggest kill streak I've got this entire game. Anyway, the rest of the video is just gonna be gameplay, so that's pretty much it. There was also a hot sauce build later in the video. I will put a time marker to go indicate when that is. Anyways, this will be all for today, and thanks for watching.